Hey guys, iDevice Help here and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about iOS 13.2 Developer Beta 2. Now, as I usually like to do here on the channel, if you follow me here, after Apple releases a new beta, I like to give you guys a 24-hour follow-up to share with you guys any additional thoughts, any additional new features and changes that I may come across on the software. By the way, if you're a public beta tester, this is currently out for you as well. So you can of course go to settings, general software update, and this should populate for you under software updates for both developers and public beta testers as of right now. The first thing I do want to talk about is changes to animations. Things like the volume HUD are flowing a lot nicer. Interacting with things like the app switcher is a lot easier. The cards just sort of pop into place directly in front of you, and there's this subtle pause in between the animations that make it a lot smoother, nicer, and refined. And with the control center, you're going to enjoy that a lot if you update to this software. I've noticed so far that within Apple Music, if we 3D touch or haptic touch on the iPhone 11 here, we see that the menus for the music are now slightly tweaked, and it's also a card, a lot easier to read. So if we go here, this is beta 1. If we go to Apple Music and we 3D touch on a song, you see that the menus comes up from the bottom and you have to scroll to sort of find the menus. I like this more a lot on the new beta. This interface here with the pop-up card is a lot easier to read, a lot nicer. Now, one thing that Apple did fix with this beta, if you follow me here on the channel, you may remember where I talked about under accessibilities, touch, and haptic touch. On an iPhone 11, we have a haptic touch display, but Apple had named this 3D plus haptic touch on this device, which was somewhat misleading. We know that the iPhone 11 has a haptic touch display, not a 3D touch display like this iPhone here. So now it has been renamed properly. The description has been adjusted properly. No more misleading menus there on settings for the display. Now, another thing I've noticed within Safari, if we go to the actual font picker here, we see that the menus are slightly tweaked. So separators in between the menus, everything has been refined. Apple continues to refine the software, and this is something that's needed with iOS 13.2. For whatever reason, a lot of these things sort of fell away with the previous beta, but now it looks like Apple is working to construct back into that smoothness that they had going with 13.1.2 and below. So hopefully we'll continue seeing changes. One thing that's sort of disappointing, if you didn't watch my initial coverage, Apple did add the ability to change the video capturing resolution on the iPhone 11 Pros, right? But this option is not available on any other iPhone. I'm not quite sure why that is. This is sort of bogus. Apple should definitely add this feature to any and every iPhone. I don't see why Apple will just limit this to the Pro models. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. By the way, this works with the front and rear facing camera and slow motion. And yeah, so everything is working properly. It's just a little bit disappointing to see that Apple didn't bring that to other iPhones. I don't know, it just doesn't make a lot of sense there. But anyway, in Control Center, we also see slightly tweaked menus right here within the actual screen recording. Apple has yet to fix descriptions here. You can barely see the text. You see it is dark, so hopefully those adjustments will be made here shortly. And I've also noticed that when connecting Bluetooth devices, it's a lot faster on this latest beta. So I was listening to music on my HomePod here. By the way, audio sharing is not fully working as of yet, but I was listening to music on my HomePod, and connections and everything else was a lot faster than before, including on the audio sharing, and the AirDrop menus are a lot faster on this device, at least on the latest beta they are. So just a quick update, the latest beta has faster animations, a lot smoother, different menus, and yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Of course, you can anticipate my longer term follow-up where I'm going to be testing the battery thoroughly as well as the performance of the device, so be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.